Awesome, awesome, awesome. Good, good, good. Let's see if it's coming through here. Is the broadcast coming through? A second. There we go. I see it. Okay, good stuff, guys. Anyway, I appreciate everybody for tuning in. So today we're finishing up our series this week on picking targets. And today we're going to talk about a cool one about zones. So really cool stuff. Before we get started, though, everything we're going to talk about is for educational purposes only and not investment advice. So please take a moment to review this disclaimer. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Good, good, good. All right. Well, first thing we're going to do is we're going to check and see where we left off the market today. Then we're going to take a look at the futures and see what we're up to or down to here this evening. And then we're going to take a look at the topic, and then we'll go through questions and chart requests. So let's get started. All right, so SPX, guys, down about 20 points here today. Still red on the monthly chart as we kind of wrap up this short week. Weekly chart, though, did take out last week's lows, right, coming off of the upper Bollinger Band right here. Really tough to say if there's any sort of bearish divergences here on the RSI as we kept on popping overbought. So really, really tricky stuff off of that. So we just really have to rely on the price action. And the price action's been telling us that things have been bearish intraday, right? We've been seeing a lot of high volume to the downside, so some fast selling action going on. So just got to take advantage of it when you see it. So today, SPX, guys, again, closed under the 80 MA, right? So significant close under that, right? So again, we've seen it before, right? You know, we've seen it close below the 80 MA and then give us a green candle and then start to reverse up, right? We've closed below the 80 MA, gapped out, and then reverse up, right? So we'll see if that is still what the game plan is here in the market. Otherwise, we'll be prepared for it if we break down below the macro upper trend line and, you know, things start to get into a bear trend, right? In a downtrend. In the meantime, potential more bearishness here going on, right? It's been a tricky wave count right here. It's possible that we have this ABC, ABC, AB, right? And then it kind of looks like a 1-2, 1-2 right here, and we could be working on a larger wave 3 down going into tomorrow. So that is a possibility. I'm not trying to be super bearish on this thing, but we just haven't seen really a big push, right? And it was an interesting close here today. So we'll see if it does decide to work its way down. We got this open gap down here, which could be pretty interesting. That might finish this ABC corrective move. This whole thing could really just be like a big wave 1. This could be a wave 2, and then we see a larger wave 3 up. So we just kind of need to track that and see where we go from there. Let's look at the futures here intraday. So we did have fun today, guys. Hopefully everybody enjoyed you know, some of the stuff I was putting out there on the public Twitter today. Getting a little more interesting, trying to put some more charts out there throughout the day that you guys can review and see if you like them and, you know, if the setups make sense for you. One of the things that we pointed out today was this this breakdown here on the ES, right? If you go to kind of the shorter term time, how did I get here? How did I get a 15-minute chart on this? There we go. Let's go 5-minute on this one. It was this head and shoulders pattern, right? I love a sideways head and shoulders, guys. A lot of times you get some real nice breakdowns right here. Right, there's your geometric line right here. You can see you got a nice momentum breakdown through that level right there. And just gave us a nice push down, right? And so we got this push down here to, of course, our first level, right? And then we got to the next level, right? Yesterday we talked about levels, right? Then we had this bear flag, right? Into the close. We broke down below there, got to the prior close, and then just kind of wrapped up with kind of an overall bearish move, right? So pretty cool stuff today. That helped us find some names throughout the day. One of the big ones was Amazon that we pointed out in the group today. I tweeted that out a little bit earlier. Earlier today we were tracking a couple other names too that gave us some nice moves as well. So good stuff there. All right, so let's get to the topic. So the topic again this week is picking targets, right? And today we're going to talk about zones. So why do we care about picking targets when we're trading, right? So we've kind of covered that a lot this week. And one of the big reasons is that before we take a trade, right, we want to know our risk, right? We want to know where we put our stops in, but we also want to know where we're going. Right? If where we're going is closer than where we're putting our stop in, why does it make sense to make the trade? Why would we risk more than we have a chance to make when we're trading? Right? So if we have good targets and we have a good setup, right, then we can look to take an entry and kind of make a move, right? And we did have a couple examples off of that here today as well. But anyway, today we'll talk about zones, right? And so what do we mean by zones? Well, there's a couple different types of zones. We've covered a few here in the past, right? So one thing is a congestion zone, which is pretty much it, right? So, you know, you kind of look here at the S&P futures. You look and you see that we have these areas where just things just get clustered, right? Things start to kind of get to build right here, and we just get this kind of zone right here of interest. interest, right? So we had all this activity in here, and then we kind of dropped, right? So what that does is it gives us a zone to look at, right? So a lot of we talk about levels, but zones sometimes can be really powerful too, because we might not necessarily be tracking this level right here, but maybe we just want to get to this area, right? And then try to get there, right? So another one too is this little reversal zone right here. This actually, in addition to our levels right here, we kind of had this drop-based rally right here. And you can see that I actually made a good target here intraday, right? From this zone to this zone. We love going zone to zone, right? So really, really cool stuff. And in fact, even before we got to this point right here, once we were high up here, we kind of formed this zone. What did we have before we got into this zone, right? We had this whole cluster right here, right? We had this cluster right here. So we stretched that out, right? And then we could see that once we started to break down out of this zone, we got a really nice level to go to, a really nice area to target to try to get to on these zones, right? And so what helps us get there, right? Well, we get the setup, right? So we have a contraction to expansion type move, possibly a triangle breakdown, wave count, right? Kind of this 1, 2, maybe wave 3 will take us to the zone, it just helps us get there, right? So we just need to make sure that the setup is there and then the risk reward is good, right? So that's an example there, just kind of just going through ES right here. It really helps to draw these things, guys, throughout the day. And we do that, we provide that in our group for all the main go-to list names, right? So, one, for example, is Tesla, right? So Tesla, so Tesla had a big zone yesterday, in these lower areas. In fact, we had a zone down here too. And that's exactly where we got to, and we bounced, right? So really, really cool stuff. And now we got really, really tight here on Tesla today, and we're kind of drifting down a little bit after hours, but almost the entire day is like one big zone. So we stretched this out here going into tomorrow. So this is going to give us some pretty cool levels to deal with, right? So Amazon, another one. Right, so Amazon gave us some great zones here today. Look at this one. This is an old one right here from way back yonder, right? So really, really cool one right here. So when Amazon started to break down, these are fresh zones here today, and we had a zone up here. So this was I've already set the zones here for our group going into tomorrow. But you can see this cluster right here gave us a zone going in today, and we kind of chopped around in there for a little bit. Once we lost that, right, we got a nice drop. Was it a direct shot to the zone below down here? No, but we did get a setup today, which was a bear flag, right? We kind of pointed this out today, and then we kind of essentially gapped below it intraday. And if you guys check out the public Twitter, you'll see what we did in our group today. And it led on some of the out of the money options led to a double on those on some puts, right? We were ones I were looking at were a little bit closer in the money, but still a nice move, and that gives us our target. Right, so we had a level, right, a gamma flip level right here, so that was a level target right here, but we also hit the zone, and look where we bounced right off of it, right off the lows, and we bounced off of it again, right off the lows, and then once we lost that, right, things got a little bit rough there on Amazon, right, so these zones are really, really powerful, and we use them throughout the day, and like I said, you just have to have a setup for it that makes sense. So if you're in a zone, right, so for instance, if I just kind of clear this out right here, and I go just kind of make a fresh one here, and I kind of stretch out the zone that we had here from yesterday, right? And then I have the prior zone, which was basically coming through this area right here, right? What we would do is once we break out of the zone, which you can see we clearly did with increasing volume right here, then we look and see if we can get an entry, right? And so if you don't want to chase the momentum move right here, you wait for the pullback, and then you get the move right here, right? But if you're going for the breakdown out of the zone for the momentum move, what's your risk reward? Well, your risk reward is the top of the zone. Right, and so just use the zone itself for your risk, right? You get your stop up here at the top of the zone, right? And then where's your reward potential? Your reward potential is all the way down here, right? So you can see this is your risk, this is your reward. I'll make this green so you guys can kind of see it, right? This is your risk, right? This is your reward, right? That's your risk, and there's your reward. The reward clearly outweighs the risk. Right, so and if the we get that type of bearish price action where you have the momentum moves coming in, the volume coming in, then it makes sense to make the trade. And even if you didn't catch the momentum move right here, you still could do like we showed earlier today, is you still could do the chart setup, right? So you still could do this the bear flag like we showed, right? And even there, it's green on green, so even there, right? Here's your risk, right? Right, here's your risk to the top of the flag. Right, and here's your reward potential to get to the zone. Right, as long as the breakdown of the flag, as long as that exceeds the length of the size of the risk, right? Then, which you can see right here, it's greater than the distance to here is greater than the distance here. Then it can make sense to make the trade. In this case, it did, right? Because this was a very bearish time of the day. The Qs were weak, the SP was weak, things were just breaking down, right? And so using these zones can be really, really helpful for target and can kind of add some clarity, especially if you already have them on your chart. And like I said, we provide these zones to our group each day at the market close. So variable TOS, you just download them in your TOS on all the major names, right? We have all the FANG names: Apple, Amazon, Facebook, and then we profile it on some other names too. So really really cool stuff. But once you get good at it, you can do it yourself, and it really really helps to get some clarity. So hopefully you guys like the zones and picking targets, and hopefully you kind of see the theme of the whole thing is that we really want targets to pick our reward potential, right? And as long as the reward potential is greater than our risk potential and the setup is good, then we can consider taking the trade. Otherwise, it's just not worth it. So good stuff, guys. At this point now, if anybody's got any questions or chart requests, please feel free to plug those in the chat window, and we'll get through as many as we can. Try to wrap as early as possible so we can all get a good night's sleep, so we can have another awesome trading day tomorrow. So good stuff, guys. So options, rocks, and a few in here via Twitter. So let's pull these up here on the daily chart. So you got JYNT the joint. So JYT with an upper shadow right here over the ADMA. So just kind of hanging in there. It's really just kind of choppy, sloppy right now. It could be working on some type of kind of flaggish type pattern or something like that in the meantime, right? Because we had a pretty nice run up. Right, let's just kind of see how it goes. See if we get a break out of there and see if it's ready to go. As long as it's over the ADMA, right, it could still be constructive. Vizio, let's take a look. Vizio, wow, beautiful morning star reversal, guys. What's a morning star reversal? Is a 3-candle pattern, right? So you've got your first candle right here, bearish. Second candle, real body below the real body. Third candle, right? Green candle closes above 50% of the range of the first candle, and you got yourself a Morningstar reversal right there. So that looks pretty interesting all the way back to the ADMA. Let's see if we can get above these highs, right, and kind of get going. Otherwise, kind of look at it as like a wave 1 up. It might give you like kind of a wave 2 pullback, and then see if you get a wave 3 going on that. So that could be interesting too. But good stuff. Great finds. Really appreciate it. And Shirley sent a few in via email. So let's take a look at these. Shirley, you've been doing great out there. How about Dash making a nice move here? A Dash to some nice highs right here. So good push on this one. I like how it's kind of just curling up here with the ADMA. So definitely some bullish price action in a generally bearish market. Path. Nice. Yeah, big gap down yesterday after earnings and got some downside follow through under those levels right there. Again, kind of a low, not really a commonly traded name. This VER, I don't even know what this is, but just be careful with that. AMGN, let's take a look. AMGN with an inside day down under the ADMA. Very, very nice move on that one. And again, see if it gets any more follow through the downside. And AMC, let's take a look. AMC still hanging in there, guys. Didn't quite give the doji sandwich move. Couldn't get over yesterday's highs, but still constructive here over the ADMA. So let's see if that continues to stay strong. Angela, what's going on? Going to see us. So Tesla, guys, with an inside day. Could be hot tomorrow, right? We had that hot tamale tomorrow. We had that hanging man pattern yesterday. We got an inside day today. Keep an eye on these inside day levels. See if we can break out one way or the other. Maybe it'll give us some Friday fun. So we'll see how that goes there too. Otas, what's going on? Going to see us at DKNG. So DKNG hanging in there, right? It's given a lot of great moves, right? Gave a couple of nice pushes right here. Then it kind of consolidated for a while. Then it got to the ADMA. Then kind of broke out again here. So it might be trying to consolidate again and then maybe go again. So we'll see how it goes. But it's had a pretty big run right here. You can kind of count, 5 waves on this one. 1, 2, 3, 4 triangle, maybe 5, right? So just a little bit of caution there. It could be kind of wearing out there with the with that wave count, but something to keep an eye on there too. But very, very nice move recently. Zoom trying to get there, right? So decent move here today, inside day. See if it breaks to the upside. Decent constructive move. NVIDIA struggling here below the ADMA or right at the ADMA here with an inside day. So we'll see how that goes. Keep an eye on the semiconductors tomorrow to see how they hold. And AFRM, look at that, guys. Got into the gap yesterday below the ADMA after earnings and then back up here today with some good volume here, I guess, after the earnings move. So let's see if that holds and can continue to hold the gap. So good stuff there. Good. Thierry, what's going on? Neo, let's take a look. Yeah, so Neo, again, has been struggling right here, guys. We really love this candle right here, this shooting star candle off of the inside day. Boom. Gave a huge move down. Really like kind of an evening star reversal, too. Today, they tried to rally it up a little bit, right? So it's happened to did an offering the other day, and then today it wasn't getting listed on Hong Kong. So, again, it ended up closing green with some negative news. So let's see if we can push it over there and get over the ADMA and kind of get going again. So good stuff there. Odas, hope you had a great trading day too. And then Etsy, let's take a look. Yeah, Etsy's getting really, really tight. Right, nice move up right here. Could be gearing up for a wave 5 move. You kind of have this this kind of wave 1, 2, 3, kind of wave 4 triangle type look to it here. And then see if it breaks out of there and gives a maybe a wave 5 up on Etsy. So it looks pretty interesting. Good. And Gabriel, what was that at 120? Yeah, I know, right? Quite a move there today. I know, wild stuff. There's no real news. I mean, I think they were talking about a lot of Fed talkers today. I think Bowman was talking. He was like saying something about like I don't know, whatever it was like tapering or something like that. But anyway, the market didn't like it at the time right there. So yeah, so when there's a lot of Fed speakers, you kind of have to watch out to see what they're saying, and then see if it gives the market a little bit of a rumble. So we got that there today. OTAS have Roblox. I know, with a huge breakout today, guys. This is also from the bubble report today too. Profiled in the bubble report today. Great find from Paul today. And guys, this is exactly what we were looking for, right? That geometric breakout that we were talking about. Nice move, bit of an upper shadow. Wouldn't be surprised if it pulls back a little bit, but it really does look like it's trying to get going. So, nice move on Roblox there today. Great find. Yeah, love the volume on that too. And Brett, I know, super crazy right here is we're at all-time highs for whatever reason, right? As the taper up continues, right? So we've got that going on. And yeah, my pleasure. And Boeing, was right at that level, right here. We talked about levels yesterday, right? It held that level and it bounced off of it today. Gave a really strong move in the morning, and then kind of gave it up here in the afternoon, right? But what a launch there this morning too. And the airlines were strong today too, which is kind of crazy, and so that kind of helps Boeing a little bit too. So we had that going on there too. And then Armando, what's going on? Going to see happy Thursday, thankful Thursday. I love it. And then yeah, Piton had a great day today, guys. Just a strong breakout. I mean, one of the strongest candles of the day. Really, really nice. Coming up to a couple things, right? It's coming up to the gap, right? So big move as it makes a little bit of a push towards the gap right there. So let's see if it can continue. But yeah, very, very nice candle on Piton. Let's take a look at W. W still just kind of chopping around here below the 80 minutes. Also under the cloud here too with a doji candle. And Sophie. Let's take a look at this one here. So up a little bit here today. Inside day, right at the 50-day moving average. Kind of getting tight, right? So maybe short term, little bull flag right here. Right, kind of move here. So just see if we can break out of there and maybe try to get into the cloud. Could be interesting there as well. So good stuff. Awesome, guys. Wow, really great chart request tonight. Really appreciate it. It's been a fun week this week. I enjoyed talking about targets. I enjoyed talking about risk reward. It's really, really important before we take on a trade, right? I know sometimes we can get lazy and we're like, hey, this looks good. It looks bullish. You get in, you're like, well, where are you going? If you don't have a map, right, then you're it's really tough to trade when you're kind of trading in the foggy weather, right? So it's if you have a map, you got a road map, it can help make things a little bit clearer. So that's the great part about targets. And hopefully you guys found these different type of topics helpful. So good stuff. 2020 joining in here. Let's take a look at ATOS. Yeah, ATOS again, a nice push back up here to the 80 MA. Really just kind of some sideways action here so far. Very, very range bound right now. It's a kind of biotech name, right? So we just need to see if we get some volume on it, see if we can get out of there, that type of thing. So good stuff there. Anyway, guys, really appreciate everybody for tuning in, and I hope everybody has a wonderful evening. Tomorrow is Friday, so looking forward to that. We'll see you guys here on YouTube bright and early tomorrow for the Good Morning Market Prep video. For all of our members, we'll see you guys in the Bubble Report and in the Discord, and bright and early tomorrow morning too, so we can have a great trading day. And I hope everybody has an awesome one. We'll see you guys then. Till then, stay healthy out there, and remember your risk first, and stay safe so you can stay